I am super excited to announce the beginning of a new podcast that's been in the works for quite some time now. Now, don't worry, Sermon Snippets isn't going anywhere. We're in our 4th year of recording for that one, so that's going to continue being a weekly devotional through a book of the Bible. But this new podcast that we're just now going to be releasing is called Give Attendance to Reading, and it's going to be hosted by myself and my 2 brothers. All 3 of us guys are young men preparing for Christian ministry who love to read and talk and discuss. So we decided to put some of our reading and some of our conversation into a podcast so that others can listen. So the goal is to offer summaries of and discussions around some of the best books in Christian literature, whether it be devotional works or journalism of Israeli history or even personal Christian memoirs for missionaries or things like that. So our first book is going to be Life in Christ by D. Martin Lloyd-Jones. It's a study through the book of 1 John, and it's 5 volumes in one. So I wanted to tell you about this because one of the ideas for this podcast is for you to get the book, order it ahead of time, have some time to get it shipped to your house, and then to read it along with us. So not just listening into the podcast, but actually following along and reading on your own and getting the most out of the discussion. So if you do want to order this, it's Life in Christ is the title. Studies in 1 John. Make sure you get the original 5 volumes in one. D. Martin Lloyd-Jones. And this edition was published in November of 2002, and it's 736 pages. So just make sure you get the right copy, the same thing, so you can follow along with what we have here. And make sure you order that if you want to not just listen in, but if you want to follow along, I would encourage you to go ahead and order that if you're interested. So the chapters are about 10 pages each. We're going to be going through probably for now just 1 chapter a week, so not too much. And of course, if you have any book recommendations for the podcast, we would love to hear those. The link to the podcast is in the description of this video, and it's going to be available on all the major platforms, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, things like that, Google Podcasts, except that's going away. But it'll be available anywhere you listen to your podcasts, and I can't wait to share what we're reading and to be able to read along with you.